Okay, so now let's have a look at some inference questions. So remember, inference is when we use clues in the text and our own knowledge to answer questions. And the answers for inference questions aren't specifically in the text. You have to use your clues of what's being said and done in the text and your own knowledge to work them out. So our first question says, look at page 35. So straight away, I'd get my book and I'd open it at page 35, and then I'd read the rest of the question. Why do you think Mr. Fox hadn't spoken for a long time and didn't hear what the others were saying when he was thinking of a way out? Now, that's a very long question, isn't it? So let's break it down a little bit and look for the key words. Well, first of all, it starts with the question word why. Now, when we look at the question word why, we are looking for a reason, okay? So in our answer, we need to give a reason why. And then the next keyword is Mr. Fox. So we are looking specifically at what Mr. Fox is doing. And we are looking at why Mr. Fox hadn't spoken for a long time and didn't hear what the others were saying. So why did Mr. Fox not speak for a long time and hear what the others were saying? Now, when did he not do this? Well, it was when he was thinking of a way out, okay? So we have got our key parts. So we're looking at Mr. Fox, and for a reason why he hadn't spoken and didn't hear the others when he was thinking of a way out. So when he was coming up with his plan. So let's have a look at that part of the chapter. Well, it said Mr. Fox had not spoken for a long time. He had been sitting quite still, his eyes closed, not even hearing what the others were saying. Mrs. Fox knew that he was trying desperately to think of a way out. So Mr. Fox is trying to come up with a plan in his head, okay, of how to escape. Now, if he's trying to think about something, is he going to need Mrs. Fox and the small foxes talking in the background? Is he going to want to concentrate on that? No, he's not, is he? And is he going to want to talk to other people to distract him from thinking of his plan? No, he's really going to want to concentrate on his plan, isn't he? Just like when you're in class and you're looking at a maths problem-solving question, you really want to concentrate on that question to work it out, okay? And the background noise in the classroom, you try and block it out, don't you? So Mr. Fox tried to block out the noise of Mrs. Fox and the small foxes, so he then didn't hear what they were saying. And he also didn't speak for a long time because he was really, really concentrating and just focusing on what he was thinking about, just like we do in class when we're really trying to work out an answer. Okay, so he is thinking of his plan and he is really, really concentrating and he's trying to block everything out. Now, it says here that he is trying desperately to think of a way out. Now, that might tell us just how hard he is concentrating because, as we know, the farmers aren't giving up, are they? And because of this, his family are starving. So he's going to really want to help his family to escape, isn't he? So he really, really, really needs to focus on his plan. He really needs to concentrate because his family's lives are at risk here and he needs to concentrate in order to save them. So he has blocked out all of the background noise and he is just focusing on that one thing and not talking to anybody else to distract him. So I've written an answer to this question. Okay, and it's colour-coded and I'll explain why in a moment. Mr. Fox hadn't spoken for a long time and didn't hear what the others were saying. So this part is in red, and that's because this is my full sentence. Okay, so I haven't just started it with because. I have said Mr. Fox hadn't spoken for a long time and didn't hear what the others were saying. And I have taken that specifically from the question. So it asked me, why do you think Mr. Fox hadn't spoken for a long time and didn't hear what the others were saying? So I've just taken that from the question and written it as part of my answer. And now I'm going to explain why I think this. Because he was trying to concentrate. And now, after I've said why, I'm going to use my background knowledge. So I'm going to write a sentence about what I know about concentrating, trying to concentrate from everyday life. So when I'm in the classroom. Because when you are trying to work something out, you need to block everything else out and put all of your effort into what you are trying to do in order to concentrate. Okay, so I have not only used what I know in the text about the fact that he is trying to concentrate on his plan, I've also used my background knowledge of trying to concentrate and added it to my plan. Now you could also add the little bit I said about being desperately thinking of a way out. because if he's desperately thinking of a way out, he really, really wants to save his family. So therefore, you could also add that to your answer to extend it even more. That would be fantastic. Okay, now let's have a look at another question. So our next question says, Mrs. Fox wants to keep her children safe. Give one piece of evidence from the text which suggests this. So one piece of evidence from the text means that you're picking one thing out of the text to support, to prove that she wants to keep her children safe. So we have got the page here where the farmers are outside and the foxes haven't come out yet. They haven't come out to get food, but the small foxes are starving, aren't they? And they really, really, really want to dash. That's the word that they use. They want to dash. Now, what does Mrs. Fox say? How does she react to what her child says? Because her child says, if only we could just have a tiny sip of water, said one of the foxes. Oh, Dad, can't you do something? Couldn't we make a dash for it, Dad? So here's his plan. Couldn't we make a dash for it, Dad? We'd have a little bit of a chance, wouldn't we? So that's what he says. Now, what does Mrs. Fox say back to that? Well, she says, no chance at all. I refuse to let you go up there and face those guns. I'd sooner you stay down here and die in peace. Okay, so she is thinking of her child's life here. She doesn't want him to dash out of the home and get caught by the farmers, because then the farmers will probably, unfortunately, kill the small fox, wouldn't they? Because they're trying to catch them because their dad is taking the food for them. Okay, so she doesn't want that to happen. She said she would rather that they stay down here and die in peace, so die in quiet conditions. Okay, so that shows that she cares about her children and she wants to keep them safe. She doesn't want them to run out of the home and to be caught by the farmers. So she says, no chance at all. And she snapped this. Now, if you snap this, you're angry and you really mean it, okay? So she is putting a stop to her child's idea straight away by snapping at him. Okay, so she is saying definitely not, which again shows that she definitely doesn't want him going out of their home to be caught by the foxes. Okay, so again, he said, I refuse to let you go up there and face those guns. I'd sooner you stay down here and die in peace. So the fact that she also knows that the farmers have guns is another reason why she's telling her child, she's snapping at her child, that no, you are not going out of the house because they've got guns and you could die. Okay, now I would like you, now we've gone through this answer together, to write your answer to this question. Okay, and then once you've finished, you have some more inference questions on your worksheet, year 2 reading, 12th of February resource 2. Okay, so complete this question and the other questions, but also don't forget to go back to the first question that we did together and write your answer to that. And remember, you can go back in this video to have a look at how I answered it and use that to help you. Okay, well, year 2, have a lovely rest of your day and have a lovely half term. And I will see you when we come back from half term. Bye.